Hello, this is Gabriel again, and in this much shorter video clip I will show you how Moti is structured. So in the previous video I presented to you in about 20 minutes the self-determination theory and how you can use this theory to better understand and even predict the motivation levels of your volunteers in your team. Now in this video we're going to look at how the Moti app is structured, so that way you can understand how the results appear, and you can use self-determination theory to interpret these results. And so this is just a small review. Self-determination theory states that if your three basic needs of autonomy, belonging, and competence are met, you are more likely to be fulfilled or engaged and thriving in your volunteering activity. And these three needs are met when the volunteer supervisor exercises leadership skills, like nurturing the volunteers' autonomy or encouraging volunteers to support each other. So the results in the Moti app reflect these three, or actually four, building blocks of self-determination theory. So three building blocks. On the right you have the motivational outcomes: fulfillment, meaning, values. At the center you have the satisfaction of basic needs, so that's how much is the need for autonomy, belongingness, or competence met. And then on the left you have actually two dashboards. The first is about what we call extrinsic motivators, so the returns and rewards and the status that you derive from your volunteering activity, but also the leadership skills of the volunteer supervisor. So the person, and that might be you, who is supervising the volunteers, well, if you demonstrate the skills of listening, understanding, and encouragement, these soft skills in leadership, then you will be nurturing your team's sense of autonomy, belongingness, and competence, and therefore you will be encouraging a more positive type of motivation. So here we have a screenshot of the Moti app. Now there are videos where I actually demonstrate the app itself, so you're more than welcome to look at them. But here in this video I really want to insist on how these visualizations are designed and structured so that it helps you to interpret the results of the survey according to self-determination theory. So here you have the motivation profile. And this is one among four profiles. As you can see here, you have the motivation profile. This is the one that's visible, but then you have tabs for intrinsic motivation, extrinsic motivators, and the leadership profile. So you will recognize here those four building blocks that we got from self-determination theory. Motivation profile is the outcome. Intrinsic motivators, these are the three needs. Extrinsic motivators, these are the rewards, returns, and the status that you can derive from your volunteering activity. And the leadership profile is the three skills that we hope you are demonstrating when you are with your volunteers. So each profile is graphed separately, and you see a number of things here. You see that in light gray, the respondents' results are plotted on this radargram. As you do the average, here the examples from the Brisbane Red Cross, so the average responses from the volunteers that respond to the survey. And then all is the overall average from everybody who's responded to the survey since the survey has existed. So here you go. You have 5 spokes. So if you imagine this radargram as a wheel, you have five spokes. No, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spokes. Here I've circled in red the spoke that represents fulfillment. So fulfillment is a variable. And so you can compare yourself, if you're you can compare yourself to the others. So the others in your Brazilian Red Cross team or all the others who respond to the survey. Now, only you can see you. So only you can see your light gray line that represents your survey results. When you see this when you register on the Moti website and you have actually given a password. So you use the password, only you can see these results. Now, averages sometimes don't mean much, but what's really important is the distribution of answers for a given question. So here for fulfillment, we can say that, well, first of all, the dark triangles are represents the response from you, for the person who answered the survey and who's looking at her dashboard. And so here you can see that that person, that you, feels much less fulfilled and less satisfied than most of the people in her team. This is color coded, so red, not good, green, good. Here's another example. For well-being, we actually have 3 questions, of which you can see 2 in this image. In my volunteer activity, I feel strong and vigorous. So here the volunteer answered somewhat. I think that is sometimes. I feel emotionally drained from my volunteer activity. Now here you can see there are more than 5 possible answers, because in well-being, for these 2 questions, it's a question of frequency. So you have to say always, often, sometimes, as opposed to I fully disagree, I fully agree. So this is for well-being. Now, and I said that here in this case there are 3 questions of which you can only see 2. Now on the on the radargram we convert the scale of 7 to a scale of 5. That means that the score that you will see is out of 5 and not out of 7. So how does the actual system work? Well, here you go. You have your team of volunteers. I hope there are more than 3. And then you send them an invitation to respond to the survey, which they do. So the more volunteers answer, the better. Ideally, you want every single volunteer to answer, especially if you have a small team of, say, 7 or 8 volunteers, or even 5 volunteers. You want everybody to respond, because every answer really makes a difference. And then as soon as you have about 5 answers for a small team of 6 or 7, you can actually see the results on your computer screen or on your phone. It's better on a screen, on a large screen. And so Moti actually generates these graphs that I just showed you automatically for you to see when you have enough respondents that answered the survey. And so you get your feedback on how your volunteers feel, but more importantly on your own leadership skills. How well they feel that you listen to them, how well they feel that you understand them, how much they feel that you are providing the right sort of encouragement to keep them motivated. So you want to look at these results and you want to reflect on them and try to really keep an open mind and don't be defensive. Your volunteers are sending you an important message on how you can actually be a better leader, how you can improve your leadership skills. And honestly, we don't expect leaders to be perfect. Everybody can improve their leadership skills, and you do want to be a better listener. You do want to be more empathetic and demonstrate that you understand people, not just at an intellectual level, but also emotionally. You do want to provide, positive and constructive feedback to your volunteers, so that way, the services and the activities for which you're responsible, work better. So this is all good. Don't be defensive. You're doing this for the right reason, and you are actually contributing to improving the lives of the people in your team. That said, it's always good to get support. And by support, I mean technical support, but also some mentoring and some coaching. So you can get this online, and we have a portal with which you probably know about since you're listening to this video. That means you probably saw that there's a service portal that sort of like gives you the links to all the different resources that you might need to make best use of Moti. But more importantly, we feel that a peer-to-peer coaching is very, very important because you are not alone. There are hundreds and thousands of volunteer supervisors that are having trouble with their volunteers, motivating them and all that. So we really want you to join our community of practice, where you can get ideas of what worked, what didn't work in other branches or in other countries. So this concludes this video. The next video will be about how you can actually run a Moti exercise with your team. So I'll see you soon. Bye bye.